we go. Hello, this is CB Ultra 768, and we are back with Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. And last time, we basically, let's see, the first episode we finished, which was a flashback with Mia actually defending Phoenix Wright against this woman named Dahlia Hawthorne, and she went to jail basically, but I think that was way back, a couple parts. But basically, we have now started episode 2, which involved us basically, we went to a museum because we were VIPs because Maya and Pearl's urn from the second game, Justice for All, was about to be on display at this museum, but after we left, unfortunately, this thief here who's on screen named Mask to Mask apparently came in and stole it, and they apparently said they have arrested the man, but Phoenix feels something's wrong, so we took his case. I forgot his name. Oh, God. I forgot the guy's name. But basically, they arrested a guy who they think is Mask to Mask, but obviously, it's not him. As we'll find out as we go along. And we did some investigating, and we met, like, this ace detective guy who looks like the Penguin. And basically, he's like, I'm the best detective, man. But now we are on our first day of the trial, and we have met Godot, who keeps calling us Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he wants wants revenge for something, which I don't quite remember. I know it has something to do with Mia, but anyway, without further ado, let's just get this trial started.
Master Mask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling cards before he even commits the crime. This was his fifth heist, and as usual, he sent a card to Lord Lee Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Master Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T. So, then the actual identity of this Master Mask is... Mr. Godot, what are you?
Oh, God. He's slurping that coffee. Oh, jeez.
We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot.
Blacker than a moonless night, hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed.
Very well. It's only coffee after all.
What? You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial?
Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Well, Nick, what are we going to do? As long as they haven't brought it up Mr. Delight's identity. Okay, yeah, that's his name, Mr. Delight. And again, we met, like, his girlfriend, who Larry has the hots for, and she's like, hey, you better win the trial, or I'm gonna kick your ass. All we can do is show that it wasn't Mask to Mask who stole the urn. Okay. So to start off, 1, 2, 3, 4. It says either 4 or 5. Present the sacred urn, because his pattern is always to steal, go after the most precious art pieces, which of course we actually found out, as it says, supposedly priceless but has no monetary value. So yep, there we go. Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, let's see. Quality looks alright. Just make sure.
Just hearing the ditto in that question is making me nervous.
You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right?
That's right, pal.
But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly God, I can't read today. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art.
What do you mean?
Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing?
No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price.
Well, Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn?
The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense.
So, in other words, it was not the kind of item that Master Mass would normally go after.
Erk! Oh my god, he's totally right. Oh my god, you're so cool, Mr. Wright. Oh! If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Master Mass?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but...
Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Master Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot?
Oh shit. He's gonna slurp that coffee. Oh god.
This coffee here, it's my own special blend. I call it Godot number 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness.
Jesus Christ.
That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Trite.
Well, what? I love how smooth he is. It's like, Jesus Christ.
If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess.
Sorry, but I don't get what you mean.
You're saying it wasn't Master Mask that stole the urn. Then it must be someone intimidating Master Mask's methods. A fake.
A fake the mask?
Fake the mask? That sounds so ridiculous, but I like it.
Before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake.
Damn.
Though I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behavior, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting.
Let me save then, you jerks. Just in case. Gotta show proof. What evidence do I have? Let me refresh myself. Okay. I'm just looking. Okay. Okay. It looks like I'm gonna have to prove it. I need to prove that the person at Lordly Taylor's that night was in fact fake Master Mass. Again, let me check the picture. I wonder, can we present this picture? If it doesn't work, I'll load. Let me try it. If it doesn't work, then I'll take it back. What is this? No. Just read the guide, Chris. Alright. Where's the security camera photo? Okay, that's a publicity photo, so that doesn't count. Okay. Ah, okay, I see it. I see it now. I thought it had something to do with his costume. Yep, he doesn't have the brooch in the middle. So yeah, okay, so that's it. He doesn't have that. Take it! The proof is right here.
This looks like a photo taken by a security camera.
But if you look closely, you'll notice something particular about it. I'm glad I figured that out. It's like, oh yeah, the pendant in the middle's missing.
Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just what about this picture is so particular.
Hopefully it's just right here, right? Just at his chest. Take that! It's right here, of course.
You mean Master Mask?
I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at.
Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning?
Yep. The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Masterman's chest.
A breach? Here? Bailiff, get my steed! We need to retreat at once!
A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on. God, you're such a fucking moron.
A clasp, eh? Oh, I see now!
I love how stupid he is.
Put your mask in your security camera for you. Oh, he has no brooch!
That brooch is the same as the emblem on Damask's calling card and serves as his symbol. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Master Mask is a fake!
I've been fooled again! Oh my god, Gumshoe's been fooled again, I had no idea! Order! It's true! Undeniably true! Detective Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I...
Godot's as cool as ever.
Hey now, if you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too.
Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too! How could you have overlooked such a large brooch?
The brooch you're talking about?
Uh-oh, does he have it?
In this.
Shit.
Oh!
That's Master Mask's brooch!
Where did you find it?
Oh, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene, hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue.
Buddha statue? He must mean the Amy Faye statue.
Why didn't you tell me about that, sir?
Always put evidence away in my pocket. Oh, it's the safest place for crucial evidence.
But dude, you're not a cop. You're a prosecutor. You're supposed to turn in all evidence. And then get it prosecuted, and then get it processed so you can use it in a trial. God dang it. Stupid hidden evidence. Surprise.
Gah! This guy is one cool customer!
A little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady?
Little lady.
Little friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too.
Hickeys?
Speaking, of course, I'm referring to Rhonda Light's fingerprints.
Well, shit. His identity's out.
Whoa! What? The defender's fingerprints are on the brooch? Oh my god, the defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch? I had no idea! Order in the court! Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch!
Grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her.
It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back.
See, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene.
Uh-oh. Phoenix, we have a problem. The shadows of Amy Faye's statue looks like it was torn off of some clothing.
You mess with Godot. It burned.
He's been playing me like a violin.
I'm about ready to call my next witness.
Huh? You're done with me? But I haven't provided anything yet.
Proving your own incompetence. That's good enough.
Such a dick. You're proving your own incompetence. Oh, God.
这一下够了哟。Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom.
Finally, time for the ace detective to make his appearance. Huh? Oh god, he's back.
Second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up.
Shh! Silence!
Gotta get back into the penguin voice.
Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What's clear? Zavari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor, a coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
He's just stating the obvious.
Person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil.
My secret veil. I like that.
Well, sir prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atomy, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens.
Boy, these two make a perfect pair.
They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off.
I've heard that on the night of the crime, you were all alone on security detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is.
Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason. I'm sure of it.
Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed.
Okay.
What I witnessed. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Master Mass, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I begun to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police.
I won't sound like I'm giving him more of a gangster talk. You see here, we want the money, and we want it fast. Okay, sweet chicks. All right. Anyway,
So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal?
my specialties made monocles. Monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fail within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural.
I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening.
Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We're not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Master Mask, my arch enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me.
Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Oh god, I gotta adjust my leg, but I can't hit the camera. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, I would say, what is suspicious? 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. Hold it! About this 30 minutes, yeah, I was about to say, why did it take you so long to notify the police? My silver cord was loosened, and my soul fled to the golden halls of Eslio. I don't even know what I said.
As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying.
I think he's saying that he was out cold.
So, what happened during these 30 minutes?
No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether. Just what is he going on about?
There's something suspicious about Detective Atomy. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in?
Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. But that can't be right. It contradicts the evidence.
peace.
The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? Okay. So, says press the fifth statement. Wait, did I accidentally went past. Oops, that was the wrong one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So sorry, that was the wrong one. I was looking ahead, sorry. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I woke up, he was gone. Okay, I see what the guide's saying. So obviously that's if you didn't land a strike, how did you get this? Like, yeah, how did the brooch get left behind if you didn't land a strike? Mr. Atomy! So yeah, sorry, I accidentally skipped ahead in the guide a bit. Okay, let me just make sure. Okay, I think, sorry. Again, I'm not ashamed to use a guide. I'm here for the story. Could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours? This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Master Mask. It is, in point of fact, Master Mask brooch. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing. Ripped off? Oh! We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on the security duty that night, you, Detective Atomy. Oh my god, Detective Atomy was on duty, I had no idea. Detective Atomy, you must have fought with the thief that night. So, why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime? No. Wait just a moment. Sir, old timer. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursery home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately.
The true measure of a man is in the amount of work he does. That's what I always say.
Nick, you can only handle one case at a time. Isn't that right?
You talk too much. Witness, so are you now saying that you and the thief fought?
Hold on, that's quite enough, Your Honor.
Excuse me?
Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules.
Jesus. Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atomy, agree completely. Alright, fight with the thief. So yeah, I love how I accidentally pressed on the wrong one. But anyway. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atomy cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fist, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote. Okay, so yeah, that's the statement I was trying to press on. So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Master Mask? Correct! It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. That can't be good. That can't be good. I love the judge, just how dumb he is. Oh, I love it. Alright, so like I said, I already know the fifth statement. It's about the blow. Hold it! Can you tell us a little more about what happened?
My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious.
Powericious?
I assumed the Atomy fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me.
What do I do now? What should I ask more about? Let me see. Okay. Oh, it says talk about the fighting style. What is this Atomy fighting style?
I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say anymore. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you.
That's it? That's the Atomy fighting style?
Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony?
It was very important, Your Honor. But first, let me say it. It's been a bit since we saved. Of course it's important. We've learned a detective's secret technique after all.
Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night.
Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out.
Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony.
I put my back to the wall to fight, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye. Okay. Let me save right here again. I was about to say, I looked at the guy. I did look at the guy before I was thinking about this. I will say, is this the weapon? What does it say about the weapon? Knocked Emily out during the crime with a... Yeah, I was about to say, is this the contradiction? I figured. Does it say? Yes, it does. He got hit on the back of the head, even though he said he had his back against the wall. How did you get knocked out from the back? Take that, you son of a bitch. Detective Atomy, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun is this, sore lawyer? It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet. I believe this is what you said yesterday. No, the coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here. I forgot he said that, yeah.
From behind, huh?
But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head.
It seems I've made another mistake.
Detective Atomy, that's not the only strange part of your testimony.
What do you mean by that?
For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security.
Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad. That's wrong.
Objection.
Oh, God.
To err is human. To forgive, divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes.
Objection! Hey, hold on. It's not as pretty as that. He slams the coffee.
Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules.
This is it. This
might just be my chance to turn things around. There we go.
Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you're asserting?
Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that... Yeah, let's say it's leading to this, that he is Master Mask. Yep. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Adamy's true identity is actually Master Mask.
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
There are too many unnatural parts of Mr. Atomy's story. He says he was hiding at the crime scene, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a... Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atomy. The truth is that you are, in fact, Master Mask.
But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows Master Mask. This security camera belongs to Lordly Taylor department store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it.
He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn.
So, the ace detective is actually an ace thief? Is this true, witness?
Damascus MO is pure genius, and so am I, Luke Atomy, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I'm impressed, Mr. Sir Lawyer.
What? Witness, you're admitting it?
Nick, now's your chance.
Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Adam, when you assume his identity... Oh, I remember this image. Just throw the coffee at him.
Go to blend number 102. My personal favorite.
I love that image. It's just Phoenix is like, what the fuck just happened?
Mr. Godot!
The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true.
But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I
want to stare at this for a few moments. I love his eyes. He's just like, what the fuck just happens? Oh God, it burns, but I can't take it off. And I just love how it sticks on his head. I love it.
I will admit, my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt. Mr. Wright, if this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face.
Shit.
Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there.
Well, hang on, Judge. I gotta wipe this coffee off my face, and I need to save. Okay.
This court would like to see this decisive proof you have, quickly.
Huh? Oh, yes, of course. What's the big rush?
Are you alright, Nick?
Atomy looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can. But, can I really do it? Save one more time, just in case. The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atomy is in fact Master Mask. Let's see. I think we have it. I assume it's right here, right? Or, let me see. Okay, and then what is this? Watch proof of play. Say that the said proof has not been found. Okay, has yet to be found. Proof? Of course, I've got nothing.
Just what I thought. Man has to hold his head up high, no matter how bad things get. After all,
I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion.
This is no good. I gotta stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy is the thief.
Don't give up, Nick! Think harder and try again!
It's no good. I'm just not ready yet.
But, are you going to just give up and let us lose this?
So, you've come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all.
It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Goda, if you have anything further to add, then...
Who said hold it?
Who?
Oh, it's her. Hold it.
Who are you?
I was wondering who said that. It's Mr. Delight's girlfriend. That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Miss Delight, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for, I think I found it. Oh yeah, we were searching the bag. Like he was like about to look what was inside, but Detective Atomy came in and interrupted us.
You mean that bag?
No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well? Oh shit, it's the urn! Oh my god! I seriously didn't see that coming. I mean, again, I think I saw the urn in the guide, but I didn't think it was coming up. Oops.
That's...
The sacred urn! Nick, it's the urn!
Oh my god, it's the sacred urn! I had no idea! Order! You, madam! That urn! Where did you find it?
You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants Ace Detective, Luke Atomy. Oh, Desi, you're the best! Found in the office of Luke Atomy has pink splotches all over it. Well, how do you explain that one, Mr. Atomy? Even you are going to have a hard time wheezing out of this one.
action.
Oh shit.
Pathetic.
Mr. Goda, do you have something you wish to say?
Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. The old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad.
You're still denying that Mr. Atomy was involved?
Before casting aspirations at Detective Atomy, consider the young lady here. Your name is Desire. Desire Delight. Is that correct?
Yes? What about it?
How charming. That a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring.
Damn. What are you insinuating?
The wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere. in the office of the good detective here.
He's got a point.
Oh my god, oh jeez. Godot's so cool.
You found the urn. What does that prove? It doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it.
What? I just brought it here from the detective's office.
Adam, this town is already filled to the brim with lies. It could only compound the tragedy we've been witness to.
You're wrong. I would never do such a thing. Miss Delight. Please, Nicky boy, you've got to help me talk some sense into these people. There must be some way. I've got to prove that urn was actually in the Atomy Detective Agency. Testify about what I saw. Show fingerprints on the urn. I'd say maybe testify. Let me just make sure. Oh, no, it says show fingerprints. Okay, I gotta go with my first answer. Okay, so it says show fingerprints. That's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. Because again, it's Phoenix Wright. Anyway. Can I prove where the urn was? By the fingerprints on it?
Fingerprints, eh? Oh, come now! Now you're really making me laugh. Sir Lawyer, fingerprints indeed.
Huh?
May I go on? Good. Now, it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case, I am always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So, unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything. What about it, Mr. Wright? This witness's fingerprints would mean nothing anyway.
Save.
Nick! What are you going to do now?
I've gone too far to turn back now.
Atomy must have brought the urn back to his office yesterday. And there, I'm sure someone must have left their fingerprints on it. The defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. It said person. Huh. Maybe Ron's fingerprints? Let me see. Oh, wow, that's surprising. It's saying me. Me, what more can I say? This is my third year as a young but skilled lawyer. Oh, okay. So, basically, what am I thinking? So we won't find his fingerprints, but we'll find mine. But what will that lead us to? Well, let's do it.
Take that. So what is all this fuss about fingerprints anyway?
Mr. Atomy, do you recall the events of yesterday?
Hey, Nick! Come on! Open it up!
Oh! I get it. He touched it. Because he reached into the bag and touched it, so he's saying, take my fingerprints. If my fingerprints are on the urn, then that means, that proves it was in your office. Oh, that's good. I get it now. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, wait a minute. We can't just open his private property.
Don't be such a fuddy-duddy! This is an important investigation! Well, what's in there?
Hang on a second. I'm taking it out now. Whatever it is, it feels kind of hard and smooth.
Wow, hello there!
Oh my god, that is such a good detail actually. I was like, oh wait, he touched it! That's why our fingerprints, because yeah, it's like, wait, if my fingerprints are on that urn, then that proves it was at your office, because I reached into the bag. It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at that time, but I did touch what was inside.
What? You touched it?
And I remembered it very well. It was smooth and hard.
Well, that was just...
Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was in Detective Adamy's office.
Objection.
Oh, shit.
Well, even if your fingerprints are on that urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it?
Of course it does.
What did you say?
It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibit, said. I polished it until it was just about glowing. I thought maybe I could make it look more valuable. If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was, I messed that up. Yesterday, at the Atomy Detective Agency.
This blend. Godot number 107. I've decided it's a little too bitter after all.
Oh my god, this coffee is bitter. Jesus. It must taste terrible.
Order! I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn and... Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that. No need, you say?
Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn.
What are you saying?
Yes, I finally broken him down. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
This guy is nuttier than a fruitcake.
You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Master Bass. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance. Okay.
Well, Mr. Godot, what's Mr. Atomy's condition?
He's still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honor.
Phoenix even says you can actually hear him from here. Oh god.
I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be.
Oh, my legs. Oh god, I need to adjust my legs. Hang on. Okay.
Well, it looks like the matter has been settled. I came preludedly close to besmishing the record of an innocent young man. Besmishing him with the title of thief.
Nick, you were right after all.
Yeah, I guess Mr. Light really wasn't a thief.
The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron DeLight.
It's not over. Hold it! Yeah. You're wrong. Wrong, I tell you. I mean, not exactly wrong so much, but actually not right is what I was really trying to say. Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening. The thief, the sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures.
It's me! I'm him! I'm the one you want! I'm the thief, I tell you! So do it! Pronounce me guilty, please!
I don't know what kind of kangaroo court you all think this is, but... Objection! The true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry and pass, Judge.
What are you talking about? I already confessed! I'm the thief, I tell you!
Oh, shit. He's like, oh yeah, time to bounce back with my blend of coffee. Mr. Goda, don't just stand there drinking coffee.
Hey there, Mr. Thief.
Yes, sir?
If you're really a man, then clean up your own mess.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean.
If you are mask to mask, then prove it. That's what it means.
Yes, sir. I'll be happy to.
He says he'll be happy to, Nick.
It's kinda cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy.
Good boy. Just remember one thing. A boy only gets one chance in his life to become a man.
I know that. I won't fail, I swear.
Okay then. Talk. We're all listening.
Oh well, let's all have a listen to this confession.
Okay.
The truth is, I've been mask to mask all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually mask to mask, can you?
Let's see. I was looking at the guide. What does the evidence say? Found in Ron's wallet. Found in the security. So yeah, that proves it there. Cause yeah.
I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen after all. I donned my costume that night and dancily descended upon the scene of the crime. Look, you can see right here in the photo. That's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off, that's all.
Oh my, ooh, I don't like the direction this trial has taken.
But this is how every trial goes. At least with me, anyway.
Doing great.
You're doing great.
Stop it, Mr. Godot. You're embarrassing me.
Like I said, you're only going to get one chance to testify. Alright, but if you make it through this with flying colors, I'll keep my promise too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true mask to mask.
I'll say, I'm trying to remember, did Godot and him make a deal before the trial, I think? Like, he knew this would happen, so he said, hey, here's the deal. I'll make it look like you're mask to mask, but you gotta do everything I say. You have to make yourself look as guilty as possible. And he's like,
Okay. Thanks so much, Mr. Godot. I'll do my best.
All right, Mr. Wright, I'm afraid it's time for the cross-examination.
So again, yeah, we already know it's the second, I think it's second or third you can do it on. Obviously, it's either, let me save, because it's been a while. Obviously, yeah, you can present the wallet or the security card because those both prove he's there. Yeah. Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you, correct?
Yes, it does. I had lost it somewhere.
Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away.
No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence.
Evidence?
Mr. Delight, when did you first notice that you lost your wallet?
Let's see. I think it was on the night of the crime. But I know I still had it when Daisy and I went out for dinner.
This wallet was found at approximately 1 a.m. at KB Security Headquarters.
What? Surely you're not serious!
Yes, I am serious. This proves that Mr. Delight was in fact at KB Security that night.
No!
Oh my god, he was at KB Security at night, at 1 a.m. at night. I had no idea!
So, if the defendant was at KB's studio at 1 o'clock in the morning, I said at night, it was in the morning, oops, then that proves that he has a watertight alibi.
No!
Furthermore, considering the distance between Lordly Taylor and KB Security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car. According to Larry, anyway.
Oh my god, it would have taken 30 minutes. I had no idea. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say? And stop drinking that coffee!
Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong.
You're the only one who calls me thief, Mr. Godot. All right, I'll try. I'll do it. I will.
He's really got Mr. Delight all worked up.
Yeah, it's like he's a kid at his first day of school.
Look, it's just ridiculous. Why would I have dropped my wallet at KB Security?
Because you're a security guard, dude. You work with Larry.
Someone must have planted it there to make it look like I was there and not at the heist.
Planted it there. He's really reaching now.
Mr. Delight, you probably dropped your wallet when you took it out to use this, didn't you? The key card to KB Security's CEO's office.
No!
That was a pretty good try, Mr. Trite. Unfortunately, you've overlooked one small thing.
What?
Motive, of course. Why would this thief go to KB Security in the middle of the night anyway?
Well, Miss Wright, it looks like you need some more evidence after all.
Okay.
God, this stupid kid.
So mad.
Now then, let's see your evidence. The evidence that shows why Mr. Delight went to KB Security at 1 a.m. at night.
I imagine it's the blackmail letter. Let's see. That's why I forgot! He got blackmailed! Oh my god, I didn't even need the guide for that. I was like, wait a minute. The blackmail letter. It says come to KB Security. Oh, so yeah, that's why he had to go, because he was being blackmailed. Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct?
That's...
What is it?
A blackmail letter. That's what it looks like from the content.
Blackmail?
Ooh, Godot didn't even know about it. Yes, basically it says bring $15,000.
That certainly sounds like blackmail, alright.
At the time of the theft, Mr. Delight was dealing with the blackmailer himself. In KB's Security CEO office, a full half an hour away from the scene of the crime. Shit, get steamed.
No.
He just... he chugs it.
Order! So when the thief of the urn occurred, when the theft of the urn occurred, the defendant was at KB Security. It looks like a perfect case for the defendant.
Objection.
Oh shit.
See it as a perfect case, Judge. But to me... Let's just say my Godot blend number 107 impresses me a lot more.
What are you trying to say?
Say the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company. Did you actually investigate the CEO at all?
Huh? Well, no. I guess not.
The man of blackmail with no proof. I'm not sure what I think of that.
Not sure what I think of that. At least I know what I think of you.
Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself. You claim that the defendant entered the CEO's office, but you will need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright.
Dick, I think we're going to have to track down the CEO guy.
No, you don't have to track down the CEO at all.
You mean by that, Mr. Trite?
There is someone else who can testify. Larry. This is the person who can testify that the key card was used at 1 a.m. at night.
Who is this useless-looking young man?
Harsh, Judge, harsh. You don't remember him, Your Honor?
Not exactly. But just looking at his picture makes the bail start to rise in my throat.
It looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago.
He probably blocked out that memory on purpose. Anyway, this man was working as a guard at KB Security that night. I love that I didn't even need the guide for that. I was like, Larry, I remember he's a security guard.
Oh?
The question at hand is, this key card. Yeah, that's the key card they used in the building I work, man. According to the serial number, this one is for the CEO's office, man. You needed to get into that room, and every time you use that card, it leaves a record, man. Yeah, it tells you exactly who entered the room and when, man. As you can see, there is no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analyzing this card's data. I like that. He just spits up his coffee.
Well, Mr. Godot?
The name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data. Here.
So what does it show?
Each keycard has its own serial number and they leave detailed records of their use. According to this data, this card was used at 1 a.m. on the morning of the crime.
Okay, found in Ron's wallet, used on October 12th, the night of the crime at 1 a.m.
What that means, it can't be Mr. Delight dressed as Master Master in this photo.
Huh? Looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe.
So then...
Ron Delight was clearly in the office of KB Security's CEO at the time of the crime. The prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be mask to mask.
Good job! You did it, Nick!
That's enough. I came preludiously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man.
He's saying the same thing again.
Besmirching him with the title of thief.
What's wrong, Your Honor?
I'm am ready to pass judgment. But before I do that, do you have any further objections?
No, Your Honor.
Hmm.
Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, not guilty.
Party! Oh my god, but this case ain't over. We still gotta do some investigating.
Court is now adjourned.
Ugh.
October 13th.
Yay.
Nick, you did it! You were right after all! Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself.
Nicky boy.
Oh, Miss Delight. I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I can ever repay you.
Shucks.
Thanks, Miss Delight. I just know I'm blushing.
Congratulations, Mr. Nick.
Oh, pearls! I've got a bad feeling about this.
Who is this woman?
Oh, she's nobody. She's just,
You're blushing. How dare you do this in front of Mystic Maya? You should...
oh god.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Ouch! She slapped me.
I love that.
Pearly. This woman is Miss Desire Delight. She's our client's wife.
Mr. Nick,
Yes.
you're even worse than I thought. Going behind the back of your own client?
No! You got it all wrong.
I'll never forgive you.
Ow! A double slap. Oh, poor Phoenix.
Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right? Haha! We've got the sacred urn back, and the thief has been caught.
You're so right. And it's all thanks to Nicky Boy here.
But actually, it was you, Mr. Light, that brought us our urn back. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, please. You're embarrassing me. If we won the case, then why does this guy still look so glum?
But I am the thief. Actually, what's the point now?
What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie.
I know that, and I appreciate it, Daisy. But the thing is...
Come on, give the kid some time.
Oh, shit. Face to face.
He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about feeling blue, right, amigo?
Mr. Godot, what are you doing here?
Oh, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy, you, Mr. Trite.
Maybe you should learn my name before you call me buddy.
Well, playtime is over.
Huh?
Early this morning, the body of Cain Bullard was discovered.
Kate Bullard? Where have I heard that name before?
Oh, shit. He's dead? God dang it. Isn't that the name of the CEO of KB Security?
Wait, body?
The estimated time of death was 1 a.m. on October 12th.
Shit. Oh, boy. So that's where our investigation is leading. We may have solved the crime of maybe we haven't solved it yet, but we solved the crime of the urn and stuff, but now we gotta investigate a murder. And Ron is the suspect now. Great. Oh, and I'm thinking that's why he wanted a guilty verdict for being a thief. Godot was trying to save him, because if he was guilty as a thief, he wouldn't be charged for murder. Because they wouldn't have started investigating. Oh, son of a bitch. 1 a.m. on October 12th? You don't mean...
That's right, amigo. The same time that a cheap little urn was being stolen, the CEO of KB Security was being murdered.
So then, what are you doing here?
Come on, you figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today?
Help me out. What?
October 12th at 1 o'clock in the morning, Delight was in the CEO's office, the scene of the murder. Getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbued with utter rage.
What are you saying? Imbued with rage?
Don't tell me you didn't know. Wright was once an employee of KB Security. As a professional security guard.
I would say, I thought he was still working. Okay, so he used to work there. Okay. But again, I was on the right track. I already figured he was a security. He did work at KB Security. I just didn't know he wasn't working there still. So again, that's supposed to explain why he may have became a thief, because he wanted to get back at KB Security. But of course, he wouldn't murder somebody. An employee of KB Security?
It's like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief. To be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi.
No way!
Can't be the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder occurred.
Again, like I said, that's why he was trying to get him to get the guilty verdict. Because he would have went to jail for being a thief and not a murderer.
But no, that's a lie. It can't be true. But I am a thief, I tell you.
Right, you're going back to prison again. The charge is much more serious. This time, you'll be tried for murder.
What?
This is impossible.
Looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Trite.
God damn it.
And I aren't through with each other yet. You won't back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward.
Mr. Nick, is there something personal between you two?
Earned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. Let me have some fun while I'm here.
That is a pretty good line. I returned from the depths of hell, so let me have fun with you. I don't know what that was. You may need to go check that out after. But I mean, I don't hear screams. Jesus. This guy. What the heck is he? He may be quiet, but he's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced.
And time to say goodbye to Mr. Delight.
Dick, how could this be happening?
Right in front of our very eyes, our client has been arrested for murder. And the one who established his presence at the scene was me.
Hey, we're running.
Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck's going to happen now? Happen next, I mean.
To be continued.
Alright. Let's get to the proof. Let's get to a stopping point, and we'll call it a part. I hurt my leg. Ugh, I gotta stop sitting with my legs crossed. Ugh, God, it hurts. Alright, anyway. October 13th, right? Go to the offices.
You know, I'm glad we found that yarn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again.
Well, supposedly Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred.
No way, Jose! I don't buy it!
But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there was Mr. Nick himself. At least from what I can understand.
Looks like you did too good of a job this time,
how about we get started looking into the KB security murder?
I think I'm going to head back to Karikan Village for a little while, if that's all right.
Sure, but why?
I'm going to bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with...
No, Mystic Maya, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness.
Oh God, Pearls, please stop. Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy, she forgot there's a murder to solve. Secret urn, give it to Pearls.
Now remember, no fighting, okay?
Oh my God, she's gone.
Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation.
All right, let's save. I love how some of this stuff unraveled. And again, I love towards the end I managed to figure the stuff out. Like, oh, why did he go to the KB security place? Oh, it's because he got blackmailed for $50,000. And then we're like, oh, well, who can prove that he was there? Oh, Larry. He works there. And again, I do kind of like that twist. Like, Godot was actually trying to save him by saying, hey, get yourself declared guilty as a thief, and you'll be clear of murder. Though again, obviously, Ron DeLight did do it. I actually don't remember who murdered him. Again, I guess we'll find out in the next part. So again, I hope you'll enjoy. Well, of course, we'll find out next time after my investigation. But again, I hope you'll enjoy. This is CB Ultra 768, and we'll be back with some more Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations next time. So stay tuned for that. Bye.